Hi, in this video I want to show you the difference between connecting an RPM regulated pump to an Hei VAP Expert or Ultimate control, so that there is a direct connection between these two devices, and to serve as a general example for any uncontrolled vacuum source, we do have a valve regulated system here that needs an additional valve that we have to connect on the back side of the unit to control any vacuum source. So now we installed the vacuum valve on the back side of the unit, and we connected it to a valve regulated pump system. This means a typical diaphragm pump without any regulation, operational panel, things like that. So the pump will always run on 100%, and if we turn it on, you will hear that immediately. And as soon as we start the process, the valve will open and will give vacuum to this area, to our glassware. We have a set value of 250 millibar, and the valve will close the system, will shut off the system from the vacuum pump or for any vacuum source, doesn't matter, even if it's a house vacuum, as soon as we reach that value. As a result, you see that the system usually needs some time to balance to 250 millibar, and the pump keeps running, even if it's mainly no need for it, because the vacuum inside the system is pretty stable, and due to the tight vacuum system, the interaction levels or the interaction needs of the pump are not very high. As we have set a very close hysteresis of 1 millibar, you see that the vacuum have to be adjusted from time to time by opening and closing the valve for a second. In comparison to the valve regulated system, we do have here the Vario system. So we have an RPM regulated pump. This means the pump itself gets the information from the rotary evaporator about the demand of vacuum inside the system and reacts in a smart way, controlling the RPM rate accordingly. As you can see, the pump is evacuating pretty fast, but as soon as it comes close to our set value of 250 millibar, you will see that it slow down, it will reduce the RPM rate, and it will try to not overshoot the set value. It will perfectly balance the system to 250 millibar and will also maintain it in this way. Now you hear the pump is not working, it's just maintaining from time to time to have 1 or 2 millibar less to come to our 250 millibar. The big advantage here is that, first of all, the pump is now more or less workless. It's in a standby mode, I would say. It do not have any consumption of energy, or nearly no consumption of energy at the moment. So overall, the consumption is more than 90% lower of the RPM regulated pump, because usually the evaporation process takes place now for a few minutes, and while the valve regulated pump would run all the time at 100% performance, this one is only in the standby mode and only gets a signal as soon as, because of leakage inside the system, it have to rebalance the value or the vacuum inside. Also important to know, the service intervals are lower because the real performing times are also lower. And finally, there is a big advantage regarding to the noise level inside of your lab. As you can hear now, there is nearly no noise interaction coming from the vacuum pump. It's only from the chiller and partially from the evaporator, but the pump is more or less in standby and do not cause any noise inside of the system.